and welcome back to the Rainbow Hair Files. I thought that I had already recorded an intro for this video and then I went to edit it and apparently I have not. So this is going to be the intro of this video. If you have not seen part 1 of this experiment, I will link that down below. But I decided to do kind of an experiment on Alathea's hair to see whether or not her hair would react differently and possibly get healthier, grow more, all that kind of stuff if I switched up our routine. And so last month, the month of May, I did the entire month only doing wash and go hairstyles. And that was the month that was the most different for us because I predominantly do protective styles on her hair. And so then this last month, the month of June, I only did protective hairstyles with a twist. Because like I just said, I predominantly do protective styles anyway, but I would only leave them in for like max maybe 2 weeks. And that was like dependent on certain situations. If I left it in for that long, it was normally like maybe a week and a half that I would leave them in before, just because, I don't know, I would get kind of antsy, I guess is a good word to explain it, because it would start to get a little bit frizzy and like all the baby hairs and stuff would start to stick out and all this kind of stuff, and so I would just always end up redoing it after about a week and a half. Whereas now, or I guess for this experiment, I left the first style we did in for 3 weeks, and I left in the second style we did for about a week and a half, just for the last little bit of the experiment. So to make this experiment fair, I did the same thing that I did in the first month, in the second month, as far as I measured her hair when it was dry and in its curly state from the nape of the neck to the bottom of the curls, and I measured her hair when it was like, I stretched it out because I don't want to actually straighten her hair and put heat on her hair for pretty much no reason. I mean, it's just a video. I'm not going to do it for the sake of a video. So I like stretched it out just with my fingers when her hair was wet to as straight as I could possibly get it and measured it that length from the nape of the neck to the end of the hair. I took pictures as far as before and after pictures from both sides and from the back. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and compare that at the very end of this video. But I'm going to go ahead right now and show you the hairstyle that I did for this month, or at least for the first 3 weeks of this month. And so I think that's basically it that I have to tell you for this intro. Like I said, if you want a little bit more of an in-depth reason as to why I'm even making these videos, I will link part 1 of this experiment down below. I don't even know if this intro made sense because, yeah. But let's get into this month, shall we? Alright guys, so it has been a week since I last did Alathea's hair, and with this being a protective style, there's not really anything to update on. Like, I can't tell you, oh, it's easier to detangle, or, oh, you know, her hair looks healthier, because it's still in the style. So, but I will say that this is around the time that I would normally get a little antsy and kind of want to redo her hair because I'll just show you. So you can see that there's like flyaways and it's kind of, you know, at the front.
And the beads are breaking.
And the beads are breaking, yeah. So all of her beads, for some reason, if anyone can tell me in the comments why her beads are doing this, like they're literally just snapping in half and falling off. Like this one is just completely gone. There's nothing on it. So honestly, I may end up taking the beads off and just retying them at the end. But yeah, if anyone can tell me why that's happening, because I don't know. But yeah, this is around the time I would normally redo it just because it's not looking as neat as when I first did it. So yeah, that's basically the only update I can give. But I'm gonna keep with it. I'm gonna resist the urge to redo the hairstyle, and yeah. So I'll update. I don't know, if I feel like there's something to update next week, I will. If not, it may be the end of the month. I just wanted to come on here and show you why I normally don't keep a hairstyle in or on her, you know what I mean, for over a week, because it happens. So I'm recording this now because otherwise I'll forget to mention it at the end of the video. It's the end of week 2, and I just washed her hair, or I guess co-washed her hair, so I washed it with conditioner, which is interesting. I've never washed her hair when it's been in a protective style before, just because it's never been in one long enough to need to, so that was definitely interesting and something new for us. And then after I washed it, I put some of our oil mixture, which I will insert a picture of it right here. I actually mix that oil in with, I believe I mixed it with our As I Am Long and Luxe leave-in conditioner. It works for us to do that, I guess. So yeah, I put that on her scalp, and yeah, it's the only update I have for you, but I just needed to record this right after I did it, otherwise I would have forgotten. So okay, so it's basically the end of week 3. It's just a few days shy. It's Friday. But I decided to go ahead and redo her hair. I'm gonna do another type of protective style, just because it was just time. It was time. It was just looking not great. It had grown out a decent amount and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo the style, and I will show you the style that I end up doing. But yeah, I don't know what to say. I think there has been a decent amount of growth, but that could also be the fact that I haven't seen her hair down in 3 weeks, and so it just seems like there's been growth, but they might not have actually been any. I don't know, but we will see. I'm excited to see at the end of this month the growth that it's had and all that kind of stuff. So okay, so I just did her hair, and I wanted to go ahead and show you how much hair came out, like when I detangled it and stuff before I redid a different style on her. So this is all of the hair that came out, which, I don't know, is that a lot? This is interesting to me, because obviously it's the first time I've left a protective style in for long, so I don't know if that's a lot. It doesn't seem like it, though. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you her hairstyle, and yeah. So I went ahead and did a hairstyle. Can you turn this way? It's one that I've done many times before, but it is a quick, easy, but super cute hairstyle.
And I got my bow.
Yes, she's been loving these bows recently. We bought this yesterday, so.
And I'm wearing the unicorn one.
Yeah. So that is it for the end of June, which, one, I can't believe we're actually at the end of June, because that means that, oh my goodness, we're into the second half of this year, and it feels like 2021 is just blowing by. But also, I cannot believe we're at the end of June, because it means that I actually made it and I didn't do 1,000,001 hairstyles on her this month, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So, let's talk growth, shall we? As far as whether her hair grew and how much it grew. And I'm getting my phone because I wrote down. So, at the beginning of the month, it was just over 12 inches. It was like 12 1/4 inches long. And when it was straight, when I pulled it straight. And now, at the end of the month, it is 13 inches. So that's a decent amount of growth. It's like almost an entire inch worth of growth. So that's kind of awesome. And then when it was curly at the beginning of the month, it was 3 1/4 inches long, just about. And now it is about 4.5 inches. So again, about an inch of growth. I can safely say that it grew way more this month than it did last month. And so I feel like that's a sign that it probably reacts better. Her hair probably reacts better to being in protective styles and being in them for a long time. So that's that's really interesting to me. And it confirms things that I already suspected and kind of knew, but at the same time, it's like, it helped me learn stuff about her hair as well, because, like I said at the beginning of this video, I always did, predominantly anyway, protective styles. I just didn't leave them in for that long. And I always credited protective styles to her hair growing the way that it has in the last few years, because that's when I really started doing more with her hair and learning more about her hair. And so, yeah, it kind of confirmed that I was doing the right thing for her hair, but at the same time it helped me learn certain things, because I now know to keep them in for longer. Like, I have to make that a thing. When I do a protective style, it needs to stay in for a long time, just because it's going to help her hair grow and be healthy and all that kind of stuff, especially because right now her goal for her hair is to have it grow. Like, if she didn't really care about it growing and she didn't want it a certain length and all that kind of stuff, then, you know, I could keep doing what I was doing before and it would still be healthy. But because that is a goal that she has and I have to, you know, have her hair grow and stuff more, then now I know to leave them in for longer. So that was definitely interesting. Like you saw in the most recent clip, was it? Probably. When I redid her hair, I was kind of shocked at how much hair actually came out when I did it, because it wasn't a lot. And so that was definitely something interesting. I expected there to be more hair coming out when I detangled it to redo the style, only because, I don't know, I figured more hair would have just kind of fallen out as she was wearing the style, because obviously your hair falls out all the time, and so if it's braided, once you take it out, it's going to be that hair that had been falling out beforehand, if that makes sense. So I expected there to be more of that, and there wasn't, so that was definitely interesting. I don't know, I feel like that's pretty much all that I learned from this, is that her hair definitely responds better to protective styles. Because for the most part, I didn't learn any new styles. I didn't learn any, new techniques or anything. I didn't see, like, this huge difference in her hair as far as health-wise. It was just, it grew more this month than it did last month. And, yeah. So, that's basically all that I have for you for the intro. It's not a word. Bear with me, you guys. That's basically all I have for this part of the video, for the end of the video, whatever you want to call it. And the next video you see will be me talking about this whole experience and this whole experiment that we did, and I will be putting all of our information and everything together in that video, so be on the lookout for that one. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.